I think quite a number of, I see in the chat box, there are quite a number of questions. I think this will be addressed in the next session. So the business side today, I want to share with you two things. On the 9th of January, we talked about goal setting. Goal setting for the end of the year, then we had the goal setting for the 90 days, then you have the goal setting for the month, then you have goal setting for the week, the activity setting. Then the last week, Thursday, which was on the 16th, we discussed about the basics. What are the basic things we need to do to grow our business? What are the income producing activities that we need to do to get our business or to get new people joining our business? Which was writing a list, contacting people, using the products, showing the business, doing a follow-up, and you follow up with the people who have looked at the business in order to start them off in the business. So today I want to talk to you about getting started. It simply means that when you've got new people in the business, what do you need to do with them, or what do you need to help them with so that they become successful in the business? Getting started is very important because it lays a foundation for the growth of your business and for the growth of the business and people in your team. The first thing I want to mention is this. The culture you develop in your business is what will keep your business going. Either it's good culture or it's bad culture. It simply means a culture is a way of thinking, a way of doing things, attitudes we have, the behavior we have in our surrounding on doing things. That forms the culture of your team, or that forms the culture of a country or of a region or of a group of people. Culture is the way we do things. So, what is the New Life culture? Two things I want to suggest first before I get into actually getting started with the business. The first thing is you need to introduce all new people in the business about the corporate culture of New Life. What is the corporate culture? The corporate culture are the things we believe to be true that we need to adhere to grow our business. The first is absolute integrity and honesty. You will notice that all presentations we do, we talk about integrity. That simply means doing the right thing when nobody is watching. The second one is people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. If we don't have people, we don't have anything. The third one is products that work. As I mentioned on Monday, I attended the RISE meeting in Johannesburg, and there's a presentation by the Chief Science Officer for Neolife, Dr. Susan Beck. And I became completely more convinced about the quality of the products of Neolife. They're simply the best in the world. So, products that work. Because before Neolife put any product in the marketplace, they research the product, they check the quality of the ingredients of the raw material for making the products, they check the manufacturing process. When the products comes out, even before the public or distributors use the products, Neolife staff members use the products themselves, starting with the scientific advisory board, because they believe in what they're doing. So the scientists use the products first. The Neolife staff, especially the board of directors and the top people in Neolife, use the products first before they are brought to distributors in different markets. That's how confident Neolife is about the products. And then you need to have a long-range vision. Have a long-range view of your business. Initially, have a 2 to 5 year horizon. It simply means that if you follow the guidance of your leader in this business, between a 2 to 5 year period, you'll be financially independent. And then you need to have, this is equal opportunity for everybody. It doesn't matter where you are. Man or woman, old or young, 18 or 81, everybody starts at the same level. Those are the corporate principles that build the culture in our business. The other are personal attributes, because remember, in this business, people don't buy into the idea, they buy into you first. before they're convinced about the idea. So you need to be a good representative of what our business is. And some of the personal attributes that you need to have in the business is one, unselfishness. This business, if you're selfish, you can forget about growing a good business. Okay? Two, stewardship. Stewardship simply means you hold in good stead, or you hold the business on behalf of other people who want to join the business. Stewardship simply means you're holding something instead of somebody, in the place of somebody. So when you join this business, remember you're holding something very important, something very dear, something that will change somebody's life. So treat it with respect, treat the business seriously. And then the other thing is gratitude. It simply means being thankful for what we have. I think one of the problems people have around the world is we complain about what we don't have instead of appreciating about what we do have. Gratitude. The next one is humility. It simply means accepting ourselves as we are. We are not worse than anybody else. We are not better than anybody else. That is really what humility is. Humility is truth. So conduct yourself with humility. Number four, strong work ethic. You need to build the business with discipline, and that is what will grow your business. A strong work ethic simply means that when you schedule time to do the business is respect of what you do. I had a statement the other day when I was listening to one of my YouTube videos, is that do your best when you're least motivated. That will take you to excellence. Do your best when you're least motivated. Then you need to have a positive attitude. Simply means that you pay attention to what is good and healthy instead of complaining about what is not. A positive attitude, something else that I had the other day that has really affected me. If you're around somebody who is positive, it affects you for more than an hour, even when they don't say anything. If you're around somebody who is negative, it affects you longer than if you're around somebody positive. So negative people affect you more profoundly than positive people. So what you need to think about is this: what kind of people are around you? And then you need to have a life-work balance. Have time for your family, have time for yourself, have time for sleep, have time for building the business, have time for friendship. Have a balanced life. Okay, so those are the basic things: corporate culture and personal attributes. Now let's get to the thing that when a new person starts, you need to teach them. The three essential things about success in our business: one, you need to have a burning desire. That means there has to be something in your heart that you want to achieve. This nobody can do for you. Two, to be coachable. To be coachable simply means you open yourself to learning. Most people who start this business start with little or no experience. And one of the things that helps you is being coachable. In fact, when you're coachable, you take advantage of the experience of other people so that you don't have to repeat the same mistakes. And then when somebody joins a business, you need to emphasize that they take personal responsibility for their growth. Their sponsor or their leader is not responsible for their business growth. They are responsible. You guide them, you hold their hand, but talking to people, they have to do it themselves. And then willingness to work hard. We talked about this in the previous section. Just hard work, concentrating on income producing activities. So what are the steps for getting started in the business? This is just a quick summary. I think each of the team leaders have their own specific way where they're getting started in the business. Step number one, write down your dreams. What is your why of doing the business? It could be as inspiration or desperation. What is it that is driving you to do the business? It has to come from your heart, from your mind. So step number one is write down your dreams. Make sure you write down your dreams on paper. Have a picture of the things you want to achieve somewhere in your home where you can look at it every day. Second, set goals. That simply means set the goal of what you want to achieve by when. When you do that, you will find that your business grows much faster. For example, on the 9th of January, we talked about what is your goal for December 31st, 2025? When do you achieve the dream that you see, a goal is a dream with a deadline. For example, if your goal is to earn $2,000 by the 31st of December, that becomes a goal that you work on. And you need to set goals, monthly plans to achieve those goals, weekly plans, and then daily plans. That's step number 3. Develop monthly, weekly, daily action plans, income producing activities. And then number 4, daily success habits. What are the daily success habits? The daily success habits are the things you do every day to grow your business. And there are 3. 1, use the products. Minimum 100 PV, you together with your customers. You need to have LDC, you need to have 3NN, omega-3. In fact, I was speaking to a friend of mine today, and I was telling her that some of the detergents I remember this presentation by a friend of ours who lives in South Africa, Dr. Nambasi. She said that some of the cleaning products or the detergents have a hormone disrupting capability that if you wash your clothes in them and you put them on, they seep into your skin and they actually affect you. They affect your hormones. And when I told this lady about this, she was really shocked. I told her the first thing you need to do, if you buy detergents from other shops, just get rid of them. Buy the G1 laundry compound. In fact, I remember Dr. Nambasi, I remember that Dr. Nambasi's session as if it was yesterday. So use the products. That is step number 1 of the income producing activities. Step number 2, share the business and share the product. That means you start building a team, and those who are not interested become your customers. How do you share the business? Step number 1, start with your name list. At least 200 people. When you're starting somebody new in the business, make sure the first meeting you have, they actually write the name list. They may not reach 200 in that sitting, but at least they need to have at least 20 to 30 names that you need to help them start contacting on their behalf. I see some people are very excited, are scratching things on the screen. Just one moment, let me correct this. Okay, so name list, 200 names or more. Why? Because within a month or 2, you'll have gone through these names and you need more names to build your business. Then the next thing about sharing the business, learn to invite, asking the right qualifying question if the prospect is interested. But before you get there, if it's somebody you don't know, develop a relationship. Find out who this person is, what they like, before you actually talk to them about the business. I've made this mistake many times. I meet somebody and immediately I want to talk to them about a business. But I learned that it's better to have a relationship with the person first, and you get to know them. It will give you a better opening for recommending the business. Okay? So learn how to invite professionally. Then learn how to show the plan. And showing the plan has got a number of elements. Number 1, learn how to tell your story. Craft your story. Very simple. What you did before you joined Neolife, how you came to join Neolife, what the Neolife has done for you, either products, testimony, or business, and then how does the future look like. And then make a follow-up. Following up is very important because most people do not make a decision the first or second or third time. Most people make a decision after the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th time you're contacting them about the business. So don't give up the first or 2 times. When they say no, wait a minute, or I'm not interested, keep talking to them. One of the most successful distributors I know, called Louis Smith, his sponsor used to call him many times until one day he got fed up and told his wife, please ask Les to come to our house, get this thing over, and so that I can stop hearing his calls. he became one of the most successful distributors in near life. Okay, so don't give up on the follow-up. Then plan and monitor your activity. Those are the basic things that a new person needs to be doing. They're called income-producing activities that they need to do every day. Income-producing activities. What are the things you need to do every day? Social media posts. You need to be posting something every day on social media. In fact, social media is a very important place to meet new people. Finding new contacts, the people you meet in your daily activity, when you're going to the shop, when you're in the bus, when the plane or the whatever it is, make a habit of meeting new people. And then chatting with new people. This gives you an opening to collect new names. When you are starting a new person in the business, once they have written down their list, set up 3 appointments with them so that you can go and help them speak to their prospects. Why? Because you're more experienced. You help them to sponsor. And that's okay. I will talk about this again when you're building structure. And then do 3-way calls. 3-way calls simply means you help your new person to initiate a call to their prospects. Then they bring you into the conversation, and you explain the business on behalf of your new prospect or your new downline to their prospects. Then attending the presentations, Zoom presentations, Facebook, videos, one-on-ones. These are presentations. The more you expose the business to new faces, the more your business grows. Then follow-ups, then personal development simply means you learn to be a better distributor by reading, attending training sessions. Very important about self-discipline, learn to say no. In fact, I think learning to say no is one of the most difficult things to learn to do. If you learn to say no, you're saying no to things that do not lead you to your goals. But you say yes to the things that lead you to your goals. Sometimes we don't want to say no because we are afraid of offending people. You need to learn to say no. Then prioritize your activities. What are the things you need to do to grow your business? And then don't complain. Because complaining only brings negative, gives negative thoughts to your mind. I was reading something that when you hold a thought for 17 seconds in your mind or your brain, it triggers similar thoughts in your brain. So be careful about the thoughts you allow in your mind. Then let's talk about building structure. Last week, we talked about the basics, how to get people in the business. Now you've started to build your team. You're growing your business. How do you build? First, what is structure? Structure is building your business so that you can get maximum benefit from the compensation plan. Okay? Our compensation plan is called Breakaway System. So, what is building structure? Building structure is when you build your team so that your team grows without you, and you qualify at certain levels month after month. Step number 1 of building structure, go wide first. What does that mean? It simply means in a 2 to 3 month period after starting the business, your goal is to get 6 new people directly under you as quickly as possible. So go wide first. 6 or more people. Sometimes some people are very excited. They bring 6, 8, 12 new people into the business. Once you've gone wide, the next thing is you help these 6 legs sponsor 2 each. And those 2, you help sponsor 2 others to build a taproot. Why do you do that? If you think about it, in fact, let me go to the next thing. You go 6 wide as quickly as possible. When you go 6 wide, then you help each person sponsor 2 people, and those 2 sponsor 2. You will find that each of these legs, there are 7 people. So 7 times 6 gives you 42, plus 1, 43. That's a director-size business. Assuming each person is doing an average of 100 PV, that's how you build a director unit. Go wide as quickly as possible, and then you need, in this, if you go 6 wide, help each of these 6 people to sponsor 2 each, and those 2 under them to sponsor 2 each. It means you're going 3 levels deep. But what is the idea behind this? The idea is to get to a taproot. A taproot simply means the newest person in each leg that you need to work with. Sometimes you may need to go 3 or more deep to find the listeners. Who are the listeners? The listeners in the business are people who are willing to take your advice and follow your lead. You know, sometimes you sponsor people, and after they've sponsored 2 or 3 people, they stop listening to you. There's nothing you can do about it. But the wise ones will listen to your advice. So identify the listeners. How do you know the listeners? They attend all training sessions, they read good books, they ask you questions, they keep bothering you about information. Those are listeners. What do these listeners become? They become duplicators. It simply means they start doing what you are doing. Sponsoring, retailing products, attending meetings. They also begin to read, they attend events. These duplicators, the goal is to get at least 4 in each leg. If you get people in these legs, these duplicators eventually become directors. And then the volume in your business begins to rise. What is the goal? The goal is to have 4 directors in each leg, and each of this leg will qualify month after month. 12 months out of 12 months, that leg will qualify. That is what it means to build depth. It means, think about your business as a tree. The wider it is, the more stable it is. But the deeper the roots, the stronger is the tree, the stronger is your business. That is simply to show you, sponsor 6 wide very quickly and go 3 deep in each leg. But sometimes you don't find a listener until you go 5, 6, 7, 8, or even 12 deep. The idea is to always identify listeners in each leg. But another thing you need to think about, keep doing the basic, keep sponsoring new people, because some of the new people you've sponsored will eventually become managers, senior managers, and they head into directors. You need a separate team to do your 4,000 people. And another important thing about structure, focus on what duplicates. That simply means make the business simple. Keep sponsoring, because some of the people in your team will outgrow you. It means they will become directors. And once they become directors, you need a separate volume besides that leg to qualify. Then develop the right attitude. The better the attitude you have in the business, the more your business grows. Aim at discipline, not motivation, because motivation is temporary. Discipline is what gets you. Motivation starts you on the road to success. Discipline keeps you on that road to success. Another thing that I had a long time ago and stuck in my mind, not make me extraordinary to get yourself off the hook. It simply means that when you go to a big meeting and you see people going on stage, cheer them up, congratulate them, but don't let that be an issue that other people succeed and you don't. Don't get yourself off the hook. You can go on stage just like these people who have gone on stage. And then keep your eyes on future and past successes. Why is that important? Because sometimes we don't celebrate our own success. Be very careful about success, because it can mislead you and say you that because you've been successful in the past, you're going to be successful in the future. No. Think about your past success to motivate you to keep working to build your business. And then do not pay attention to what your mind is telling you. What I mean by that is this. Our brain or our mind is there to keep us safe. It simply means the moment you want to do something you haven't done before, your mind or your brain immediately thinks of the reason why you don't need to do new things. Because the brain is there to keep you safe. The brain is not used to new things. 3 things happen, or the brain does. 1, it finds the most efficient way to do anything, shortcuts. 2, it tries to keep the status quo. Number 3, it resists change. So remember this thing. And that is why you need to keep doing what is uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. Then you have expanded your comfort zone. Okay? So keep your eyes in the future. Don't pay attention to what your mind is doing. You pay attention to your goals, the things that you need to do to become successful. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the few things that I wanted to share with you about two things. One, getting new people started in the business. And number two is building structure. Building structure is what actually will make your business grow with or without you, because that is really our goal in the business. To build a business that grows without us, that is really the key. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much for spending this evening with Betty and myself. We wish you the very best. January still has this week to finish, and next week, if you haven't achieved your goals, go after your goals. Thank you and good night.